Hello, my dear students. Please subscribe our YouTube channel for more free video lectures and click on bell button for notifications and visit our website to purchase full course.
So friends, here it is your 10th question. Read it and analyze it. Children who brought up in nuclear families are mostly independent. Pay attention on two focus points. One, nuclear families. Two, mostly. Okay. Now, you know the nuclear families. So, nuclear families means you know that only mother, father and children. That's it. So, the family is not with grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins. No. So, that is a joint family. So, nuclear family is an individual family, an independent family. Alright, only mother, father, that means parents and children. That's all. So, nuclear families in which the children are brought up, they are mostly, the word mostly is never the meaning that all, but maximum. So when you say maximum, there is a scope for something else, isn't it? So there are two important words, nuclear families and that is the word mostly. Well, now let us look at the assumptions. Nuclear families are part of the society. Friends, here I would like to discuss one more point that called existence and non-existence. Meaning, the one which is not given in the statement at all and not even the hidden part of the one, but it is an understood part. Okay. So that is called non-existent part of the statement. Because that is a general point, that's a general opinion, that's a general understanding, which is not necessarily to be a hidden part of the statement. So here, my statement is talking about only nuclear family, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. But nowhere talking about that nuclear families are the part of the society. It is not talking about that. It's not even the hidden part, but what we are talking is non-existence, which is a part of the statement that one's supposed to understand. Because where do families occur? Where do families are? In the society only. And why is telling about a part of the society? Because when it is given in nuclear families, but that means what? There are another type of families also. As I discussed the statement, that what is the difference between the nuclear family and the joint family? That means what? It is only the part. So only nuclear families are not there in the society. If only nuclear families are there in the society, then there is no need to mention nuclear family. There is no need to mention nuclear family. Got my point? Yes. That means what? Nuclear families are the part of the society is definitely implicit. So number one is right. Now let's look at two. Children learn themselves. Children learn themselves. Think about it. From which part of the statement we can understand this as a hidden part? This part is taken for granted by the speaker. Yes. Independent. Independent. What do you mean by independent? Obviously, people doing things by themselves. They're not depending on anybody. So they're doing by themselves. They're doing by themselves meaning they are learning by themselves. But you may argue with me that is happening in nuclear families. That is what is the statement discussing about. Correct. Correct. But in that one also, we are talking about what? Children only, right? So, I'm not here differentiating children of nuclear families and the children of joint families. But there is a possibility for children to learn by themselves, right? So therefore, children learn themselves is definitely the hidden part of the statement, unsaid part of the statement. So therefore, both 1 and 2. Both 1 and 2. So answer is 5. Okay. Now, I know that you are following me better. So, let's go to question 11. The selfish nature of man leads to corruption and destruction of moral values within the society. That is, another N is extra there. So, please delete it. Within is enough. Within the society. Okay. It's a general statement, not by anybody. So, think. Pay attention to every word and then start thinking that why that is written, why it is said, and what is unsaid. All right? Yeah. Now, let us first analyze the statement. The selfish nature of man. That means the point understood that man is selfish. Isn't it? Selfish nature of man means what? Man is selfish also now. Don't argue with me that every man is not selfish. I'm not talking about every man. The statement never talks about every man, each and every man, all men, some men. In general, we understand that man is selfish. So the selfish nature of man leads to what? Corruption. So this is like talking about, the reason for corruption is selfish nature of man. Okay. And it leads to what else? Destruction of moral values within the society. So selfish nature leads to two things which are unwanted in the society. Number one, corruption. Number two, destruction of moral values. Okay. So now you understood very clearly that what is the statement talking about? It's talking about selfish nature of man. And what is the result of selfish nature of man? One is corruption and thereby destroying the moral values. Okay. Now let's look at the assumptions. Man is selfish. Moral values must be preserved. One, you can directly say yes, because that is a part of our discussion, part of our understanding the statement. So man is selfish is understood. Okay, one is fine. What about two? What about two? Moral values must be preserved. Okay, now let us discuss. Selfish nature of man leading to what? Corruption and destruction of moral values. So what actually the statement wanted us to understand that selfish nature of man is not good. Isn't it? Because corruption is an unwanted thing in the society to happen. Correct? Second one, the selfish nature is destroying the moral values. For example, if moral values are need not to be preserved, if it is the point, so if they are need not to be preserved, whether they are destroyed or not destroyed makes what difference? Makes what difference? Isn't it something we don't want? When something we don't want, whether it is lying there or it's not lying there, it's preserved or it is destroyed. Does that make any difference to us? Does that make any difference to us? Definitely not. isn't it? Which means, but it is telling that it is leading to the destruction of moral values. So the statement is trying to make us understand that moral values are important. Moral values are important. They should not get destroyed. So they are not to be destroyed. They should not get destroyed means what? They have to be preserved. They have to be preserved. Right? So therefore, even the second one is the best part of assumption understanding. This is how we reach to the unsaid part of the statement. So even the two also implicit. So your answer is 5 again. Both 1 and 2. 5. Okay. Right. Now let's go to 12th question, dear friends. Read it. He became. You know that sentence must begin with the capital letter. But due to some technical problems, maybe it has come in a lowercase, small letter. So please ignore such mistakes. Anyhow, whenever I find and wherever I find, I bring to your notice. So please make it a capital letter. It is he, H. H-E, he. Okay. He became an IAS officer. There is another article missing there. An IAS officer. Okay. So please make these two corrections. He became an IAS officer. He became an IAS officer. He must have worked very hard. He must have worked very hard. So we are not telling that he definitely worked very hard, but the statement itself is predicting. The statement itself has a prediction. He must have worked very hard. So now you try to combine these two parts of the statement. He became an IAS officer. He became an IAS officer. The second part is telling that what made him to become an IAS officer. Though it is a prediction, but in the prediction it is told that what made him to become an IAS officer. He must have worked hard. Okay, that means if I combine these 2 points, I can understand that if someone works hard, there is a possibility for him to become an IAS officer. I'm telling possibility, okay? I'm not telling definitely he becomes. All right. So he became an IAS officer. He must have worked very hard, very hard. That means hard work can make someone an IAS officer. It's a possibility. Now tell me, IAS to become an IAS officer is a success of the man or the failure of the man? Okay. So to become something, a person worked hard, that means that is an achievement of the person, right? So achievement of the person meaning that is a success of the person. Okay, now these all are the points which are unsaid part of the statement. Now we analyzed the statement very clearly. We had made up our mind something. Now let us look at the assumptions and confirm with our thoughts. If something was not there in our thought, that means we did not think about it but is present in the assumption. Now let us think from the given assumption point of view, can that also be the assumption or not? I already told you, if I did not think does not mean it is not there. Okay. But whatever is given from that point, when we start analyzing and thinking, then we can also come to that point whether it's right or wrong. All right. Yeah. Now look at this. Hard work makes one successful. I hope you got the answer very clearly Yes, because we discussed about it very clearly. So 1 is yes. All right. IAS officers are hard workers. Oh, there is one more error here. It is not workers, because here we have plural. So here also should be plural. IAS officers are hard workers. IAS officers are hard workers. How can we say this? To become IAS officer, he worked hard. Please look at this. To become IAS officer, he worked hard. But after becoming an IAS officer, whether he is really a hard worker or not a hard worker or a smart worker, I do not know, because that is not nowhere related to my statement. My statement is only talking about how a person becomes an IAS officer. After becoming an IAS officer, my statement is not talking about. So it is irrelevant. They are hard workers and not hard workers is not related to my statement. Because my statement is not talking about IAS officers. My statement is talking about how one becomes an IAS officer. See the difference? Therefore, 2 you cannot take. Therefore, only 1. 1. Only 1 implicit. Okay? Yeah, thanks for following me well. Now let's go to the next question. 13. Read it. There's an article published in the newspaper. Use our fairness cream. Oh, it is not an article. It is an advertisement, right? Oh, it's another mistake here, dear friends. Please, it's not an article at all. It is an advertisement. Use means apply. Use our fairness cream to shine in the society. You can say advertisement in the newspaper, but it is not article at all. Okay, it's not an article. It is an advertisement. An advertisement in the newspaper. That way you can understand. So you know the purpose of advertisement. And I told you in my introduction, when there is an advertisement, look actually which part of the advertisement is focused, so that can take attention of the people. Shine in the society. Shine in the society. Okay. How, as per advertisement, who shine in the society? People who are fair. Hidden point? The people who are fair, they are shine in the society. Fair is not honest. Fair is here talking about pretty, beautiful. Okay, you know the word fair, right? It has many meanings. All right, it's a homonym. We have fair, F-A-I-R, fair means pretty, beautiful, honest, a small exhibition, etc., etc. So therefore here we have to understand the word fair is related to beauty. In this statement, the word fair is talking about beauty. So it is talking about people who are beautiful. They shine in the society, number 1. Second point, what is telling that we can make you beautiful, isn't it? Use our fairness cream. That means we can make you beautiful. Means our cream makes you beautiful. All right. So when it is talking about fairness cream, we are talking about only beauty. Got the point? So now we have analyzed the point. I mean the facts of the statement. Now let's go to the assumptions. Number 1, people buy fairness creams. See, any person who advertises, he definitely believes that there will be sales for it. Okay. Had the person felt there will not any sale, he will not actually launch the product at all. So therefore, it is understood that people buy fairness cream. Because it believed people buy fairness cream, that's what it is advocating, buy or use. Next, people love to look fair. Yes, right? That's what it is telling. That's what it's telling. We make you beautiful to shine in the society. That means that is a hidden desire of the person, that everyone wanted to look beautiful. That means people wanted to look beautiful. So that's a hidden desire of the person which is explicit in the advertisement. Therefore, even 2 is also right assumption. So once again, our answer is 5. Both 1 and 2 follow. All right. Well, now here comes your 14th question. It is given by an English professor, SSOR, SSOR, an English professor. Okay. Yeah. Now, what did he say? Google's self-driving car. Oh my goodness, dear friends, my technical person made very good number of errors. Okay, this can't be the English professor. The previous one, which has come as an article in the newspaper, that's supposed to be a tagline here. Okay, so this is not by an English professor. Google self-driving car is a project by the technology company Google. The project involves the development of technology for driverless electric cars. This is an article in the newspaper. So my article is talking about driverless electric cars. So that is a project taken by Google technology company. All right. So these are the 2 points very clearly understood. Well, now look at the assumptions. Google is more innovative company than any other technology company. Here there is a comparison. Comparison, and that too it is a superlative degree comparison, isn't it? Any other. But here my article is not comparing Google with any other company. It's only talking about its innovation. The Google technology company's innovation it is talking about, that is driverless electric cars. That's all. It's not comparing with anybody. Therefore, number 1 cannot be the hidden part of the article. So 1 is wrong. Wrong. Now let's come to the 2. The idea of driverless electric cars is fascinating. Now, why do you think that this article is published in the paper, in the newspaper? In the newspaper, the articles which are published, they are something it has to give information what is happening around it, some general knowledge, entertainment, fascinating ones. These all are the various types of articles we find in the newspaper. So it is not talking about, it's not giving us any information on any innovation. It's not any general knowledge like one is supposed to gain. But why article is published? Because driverless car is something fascinating, isn't it? Therefore, only 2. Only 2. Yeah. Now the last question for our discussion here, number 15. Dear friends, this is a statement made by an English professor which was wrongly given to the previous one. Okay, so please add here by an English professor, means professor of English. Okay, by a professor of English. Now, technical vocabulary is a specialized vocabulary of any field that evolves. That means technical vocabulary. Okay, here that is talking about what? Technical vocabulary. That evolves due to the need for experts in that field to communicate quickly, clearly, easily. So, what is the purpose of technical vocabulary? Communicate quickly, clearly, and easily in that particular field. Understood? Yeah. So, we made analysis of the statement. Now, let's look at the assumptions. A professional must learn technical vocabulary. Is that professor wanted us to understand by telling this? Yes, because it's clearly telling that for experts, it's a need for experts. So why that is a need? Because that vocabulary helps the professional to communicate quickly, clearly, easily. That means a professional must learn technical vocabulary. Yes or no? Yes, one is right. Two, technical vocabulary is different from regular vocabulary. Technical vocabulary is different from regular vocabulary. When he says technical vocabulary is a specialized vocabulary, look at that focus point, specialized. So when he says specialized vocabulary, that means it is not the regular one, means it is different one, isn't it? Therefore, number 2 also implicit. So both 1 and 2. So friends, here we complete discussion on implicit assumptions. Okay, we have later the discussion of test papers and level 1 to 3 and all exercises fine. So here we complete the discussion and the classroom exercise. Later we shall see the levels and then the chapter wise test. Okay, so we shall meet in the next class for a new topic. All right, until then, bye bye.